In the crazy fast world of blockchain, what does it actually take for a project to stick around? It's so much more than just having good code. It's about dealing with public opinion, navigating these insane legal minefields, and just the constant pressure to keep innovating. Today, we're going to dive into the journey of the Apertum blockchain. And it's a real story of ambition, of facing some serious adversity, and at the end of the day, resilience. So to really get their story, we've got to start with the tech they're built on.
All right, the key phrase you're going to hear is Layer 1 subnet. So what in the world does that mean? Well, think of a huge blockchain network like Avalanche as a massive, super busy highway. A subnet? That's like building your own dedicated high-speed express lane right next to it. You get all the security, all the connections of that main highway, but you get to set your own speed limit, have custom toll booths, and handle all your own traffic without ever causing a jam. And that idea? Well, that's absolutely crucial for understanding Apertum's entire strategy.
So with that tech foundation in place, we can start to see the mission Apertum was aiming for, a really bold vision for a whole new era of decentralized solutions. Okay, so Apertum's first big strategic move was a really smart one. Instead of trying to build an entire universe from scratch, they decided to build on Avalanche, and that is a huge deal. It let them tap into this incredibly powerful existing system that's already known for being super fast and scalable. It's kind of like wanting to build a skyscraper, but instead of spending years digging, you get to start with a rock-solid foundation that's already been built for you. It's a massive head start.
Right out of the gate, the team made some pretty big promises. They committed to moving older projects over smoothly, which is no easy task, by the way, while making sure everything was transparent. And they really focused on serving a global community from day one. And look, these weren't just buzzwords on a website. These were foundational principles that were about to be seriously tested.
But yeah, you know how these stories go, right? No journey of innovation is ever that simple. For Apertum, the path to decentralization was, well, let's just say it was definitely not a straight line. The project ran into this classic conflict. On one side, you had the team totally focused on just building, making real progress, and staying compliant. But on the other side, you had what the source describes as online detractors who are pushing these misleading narratives, seemingly just to get attention and throw a wrench in the works. It's that classic dynamic where it's so much easier to criticize loudly than it is to build quietly. And pretty soon, those challenges went way beyond just online noise. The project found its entire legitimacy being formally challenged in court by the Texas State Securities Board. I mean, wow. That is a massive test for any project, trying to navigate that complex legal world with your very existence on the line. This wasn't just chatter anymore. This was a defining make-or-break moment. But this is where the story pivots. It's where we go from conflict to resolution. Because how a project responds to this kind of intense pressure, that's what really defines its future. And the outcome? It was singular and it was powerful. One legal victory. And this wasn't just a win in court. No, it was this huge affirmation of the project's legitimacy. It cleared an obstacle that honestly could have ended the whole thing right there. And it set a totally new course for their path forward. And the validation didn't stop in the courtroom. It came from the tech world, too. When Avalanche, the very platform Apertum was built on, came out and publicly acknowledged them as a legitimate subnet, that's a massive stamp of approval. It basically confirmed that, yep, this project is not only legally compliant, it's also technically solid and credible within the industry. So you can really see the whole arc here, can't you? From the initial launch to going through that trial by fire with the legal battle, and now looking ahead with clear plans for what's next. It really paints this picture of a project that didn't just survive its challenges, but is actually using them to build momentum. And throughout this entire roller coaster, the source makes one thing crystal clear. This wasn't a journey they took by themselves. The incredible patience and trust of their global community was absolutely instrumental. That support provided this crucial foundation for them, especially during those really intense periods of uncertainty. Apertum's story of fighting through legal battles and online scrutiny, well, it offers one possible answer. You do it through concrete legal wins, you do it through technical validation from your peers, and through just steady, relentless progress. And it leaves us with this bigger question for anyone trying to build something new today. In a world that's just full of noise, where drama can so easily drone out real substance, How do truly innovative ideas actually break through and prove they're the real deal?